deeper into the forest, blanketed in pure white snow. Each step sank into the thick layer, leaving faint traces behind, while our cold breaths turned into little clouds of mist. The silence was overwhelming, broken only by the soft fall of snow and the whisper of wind through the treetops. After some searching, I found a small clearing to set up camp. I began selecting sturdy trees, striking them with my axe. Each blow echoed across the forest, and the cracking sound of the wood felt like a warning from nature itself. When a tree finally collapsed, I quickly sawed it in half and dragged the heavy logs back to my chosen spot. I measured and tested the logs carefully, fixing a strong crossbeam between two large trees. This would be the backbone, the first structure for my shelter. Without pause, I continued chopping more trees, gathering the logs into piles. In my mind, I could already picture the protective walls that would soon rise around me. I leaned the logs against the crossbeam at a 45-degree angle, forming a slanted wall. Gradually, the rough wooden pieces joined together, becoming a solid barrier against the cold wind. After hours of work, a simple but sturdy frame for the shelter was finally complete. It wasn't much, but it was enough to hold back the harsh winter. I carefully covered the roof with fresh pine branches. The green needles intertwined, creating a natural shield. With each layer, the crude frame began to look more like a small cabin, a fragile sanctuary in the frozen wilderness. Suddenly, the sky darkened. The wind roared, and a snowstorm struck with frightening force. Snow whipped through the air, and trees around me cracked and fell with thunderous crashes. I crouched inside the small shelter, my heart racing with every gust. Yet to my relief, it stood strong, defying the storm. When the storm finally passed, the forest was left in ruins. Broken branches lay scattered everywhere, covered in thick snow. The landscape was desolate, silent, yet strangely beautiful in its devastation. I decided to prepare a meal to regain my strength. I cut potatoes into small cubes and tossed them into a pan over the flickering fire. Slowly, the warm aroma spread, chasing away the cold that clung to me. I added meat, frying it golden brown, then cracked a few eggs into the pan. Everything sizzled together into a hot, hearty dish. Sitting by the crackling fire, I ate while watching the snow drift softly outside. My day of survival had come to an end, and I knew I had endured and overcome the storm.